Guys, my eyes look really bad, and I'm so sorry. Before I start my intro here, let me tell you a little story. You can skip past and just get to the tutorial if you don't mind. My feelings will not be hurt, but I just wanted to give you guys a little backstory as to why I'm going to be looking like this for the next 3 or 4 videos, because I've been batch filming. These last couple weeks I've been suffering with a double eye infection. I've been to multiple different doctors, been trying different medications, can't really get it figured out. And yesterday they flared up really, really bad, and I'm still coming down from it. So yeah, my eyes look rough. And I did not film an intro for this video when I started it, because I just planned on doing it a different day. So yeah, now this is my intro, and I'm looking like this. So, hey guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this super cute cowhide and teal accented tumbler. It's a full water slide wrap. I'm going to show you guys a super easy way to apply full water slide wraps. This little decal is adorable. I love the offset of the teal around it, and like the teal little glitters all around it. It's a really, really cute tumbler. I love it so much, and I'm going to show y'all how I made it. So let's get started. So I am starting off with a 20-ounce skinny straight, and this is from Maker Flow Crafts, and I am using my all-time favorite white glitter from the glitter grind. It's called Diamonds. They have a lot of other white glitters that I love, but oh gosh, this will always be my favorite. It is absolutely stunning. So I've got my Mod Podge and my soft makeup brush, and you guys know me, if you've been here a while anyway, I do the Mod Podge method. So I am just going to cover this tumbler completely in Mod Podge, and then cover the entire tumbler in that Diamonds glitter. And when I start to put the glitter on, you guys, if you've not seen Diamonds before, you will see why I love it so, so much. Look at that! Look at it! It is absolutely beautiful. This is my favorite white glitter ever. I think it always will be. So I'm just going to let this sit and let the Mod Podge dry for about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to seal the glitter with 2 times Rust-Oleum Clear. Okay, this has been sealed, so now I'm going to add 1 coat of epoxy, and I will come back to show you guys the next step. Okay, so there's only 1 layer of epoxy on this, and it turned out pretty smooth because it's fine glitter. Now, if it was chunky glitter, of course, I would have had to do probably at least a couple more coats. But this is a cowhide background that I found on Creative Fabrica, and I took measurements after the coat of epoxy, and it ended up being like 8.1 tall and 9.3 wide. So I used an app on my phone called Print to Size. It's an iPhone only app, and that's how I was able to print like the exact size that I wanted, because of course Cricut doesn't let you print beyond a certain size. And that's where I upload my files to Cricut if I'm doing like smaller, and even though I don't use my Cricut anymore, that's where I print my images from, just because it's, I don't know, that's all I've known, I guess. So that's normally where I do it from. But bigger pieces like this, I use that app called Print to Size. So I'm just soaking this in my Tupperware full of water, and I've sealed it twice. That's another thing. Whenever I do full water slide wraps, I always seal twice, letting each coat dry. So like I'll do the first layer, let it dry, second layer, let it dry. And now I'm just soaking it in water for roughly a minute before I do a full water slide wrap. And if you guys are kind of new here and you haven't seen me do a full water slide wrap, I do them the same way that I do all of my other water slides. So like I'll lay it face down and slide the backing off, and it's just, I found it to be so much easier. Okay, so now it is ready. I'm just gonna lay it down over here. I'm gonna get my tumbler wet. Line everything up really good and make sure it's gonna wrap around evenly. And then that's what I do. I line everything up, I lay it down, apply pressure, and just start sliding that back off. There we go. We got a full wrap, and now just like any other water slide, I'm going to go through with my squeegee and remove any wrinkles and air bubbles. Once everything looks like it's laying down nice and flat and I don't see any more bubbles or wrinkles anywhere, I'm going to set this to the side and let it dry for about 30 minutes. So now this has been drying for quite a while, maybe even longer than 30 minutes, maybe closer to 45. So what I'm going to do now is coat the entire tumbler in Mod Podge, and I'm doing this because I want to take this really, really pretty chunky glitter and just sporadically add like pieces of the glitter all over the tumbler. This is the glitter that I'm using. I think this like tealish, greenish blue color looks so pretty with that. And guys, I don't even know where I got this glitter. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the company. It's literally sitting in a tube like this. I think it was something that I bought from somebody local whenever they were selling like a bunch of their craft stuff. But to give you a reference, I feel like if you go to the glitter grind and look at the chunky mixes of Tidal Wave and what is the other one, Island Retreat, I feel like they would be pretty similar. So I'm going to coat the entire tumbler, and this is not going to hurt the water slide at all. I mean, it'll give it an even more like protected coat, I guess, whenever I go to epoxy. So there is nothing wrong with doing this at all. I'm just being really, really gentle because even though the water slide at this point, it is pretty durable, I'm still going to be really careful. But I'm trying to get the coats as thin as possible so it will dry quicker and I won't have any like issues with spotting. And you could do this the epoxy method as well, but I didn't want to. So I'm just going to take some of this glitter, dump it out here, take little pinches, and like I said, just sporadically here and there, just to give it like a little bit of pop of color, I guess. Not any reference to the pop of color paints. That's literally it. So I'm going to let the Mod Podge dry, and then I will come back to show you guys once that dries clear so you can get a better look. See how pretty? Look how pretty. I love this. I love the cowhide and teal together. Now this is not all we're going to do to it. There's going to be more. But for now, I'm going to lightly spray seal it with, what is it called? Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Enamel. And then add 1 coat of epoxy. And I will come back to show you guys the decal. Okay, so it's the next day. There's only 1 coat of epoxy over here, but it is nice and smooth and ready for a decal. This is the decal that I chose. I know it's mirrored, but it says Howdy, and it is so stinking cute. It's got the color scheme and the pattern that I needed. It's really, really pretty. I found it on Creative Fabrica. And what I'm going to do, because it's a clear water slide, I can't really put it on here. It won't show up very well. Even right here, I feel like it'll overlap and just not look good with like all of the dark spots. It won't show up very well. So what I want to do is take Sea Glass from Krylon and spray about yay big where I want to put it. And then when the Sea Glass paint dries, I'm going to paint over that with white Rust-Oleum spray paint and let that dry. Okay, so here's a spot of the Sea Glass paint. Now I'm going to paint over that with white Rust-Oleum spray paint. So now both layers of paint are dry, and I'm not going to leave it like this, but before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and add the decal. And I just needed a bright, like a much brighter background so this clear water slide would stand out and I wouldn't have any like faded spots where you couldn't really see it. And I just want it to be nice and bright and vibrant because it's a super, super cute decal.
Hey YouTube, it's Courtney. I'm doing a water slide picture. My husband's bringing me pizza. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be bitchin'. It's gonna be such a good time. This food is gonna taste so good. Hella ranch, 2 napkins.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Anyway, YouTube, back to it. So you apply it to the cup, and then you use this little tool or instrument, whatever I call it, I don't know, and I just smear it on there and make sure there's no air bubbles.
Good job! Now I'm going to set this to the side and let it dry for about 20 minutes. So now everything here is good and dry, so I'm going to set this down on my cup cradle from Bama Cups. And I'm going to take some pure acetone and some paper towels. And I'm going to kind of rough up the edges of this paint. So I'm going to bring it in as close as I can to the WATERSLIDE decal. And this is why I did the layer of like that teal spray paint and then a layer of white, because whenever you do this, you can see like a shadow, I like to call it. So I'm just going to do this, getting it as close to the decal as I can until I'm satisfied. So that looks really cute. Now all I have to do is add a couple coats of epoxy and it will be done. After final coats of epoxy, this is what it looks like, and I think it is absolutely adorable. I love Cowhide anyway, and that's another thing. I don't know if I mentioned it when I was talking about the WATERSLIDE itself. If you look up like cow print files, it's going to be more of like the animated looking, like just like splotches. But if you look up Cowhide, it's going to be like the realistic actual like cowhide. So I wanted to throw that out there because I was looking for cow print and couldn't find what I wanted. And before I go, like always, I do have y'all's cup of positivity for the day. And today's quote is, "There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." That was said by Amanda Gorman. That is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope the WATERSLIDE hack was useful for you guys and just the whole thing in general. So yeah, I still need to take this out and clean it up, but it is done. I always dread doing that part. I don't know why. It's easy, but I dread doing the cleanup. If y'all have any questions, like always, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Be kind, love one another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!